Okay, well, just a tiny bit here about some of the ICF competencies and the benefits. With this work, with our mindfulness practice, as we start to explore and broaden our systemic lens that we're working with, this deepens our own presence. You guys know with any training, the first person on the operating table is ourself. We're going to, test out all of the work with ourselves first. And in doing so, maybe unhooking from some of our own blind spots, our own patterns that begin to show up, whether that's in the work that we're doing in class, in partners, our mindfulness explorations. You might realize, ooh, there's a little spot of tension that I'm noticing in the body. What's that about? Let's explore that a little bit. So we're really going to work with expanding our own presence to be in alignment with that principle of what is. What we resist persists. And so we're going to be dusting some of the cobwebs out of our own closets a little bit with this work so we can expand our own presence. We're going to learn a lot about what's called the systemic principles. And as we pay attention to working with constellations, working with like that flow of life that is moving through us all the time, starting to develop the eyes and ears to notice that flow that is always there, ever present, moving with us, through us, animating all of us as one whole system. We're really going to learn to develop this systemic listening, our systemic listening ears. Here, we're listening through an even broader scope of time and even a broader context of this bigger definition of system than most of us have thought of before. With the principles, we're going to develop great questions that can unhook from old limiting patterns and move us towards our goals more easily. And we're going to learn some interventions. And that might sound a little bit therapeutic, but if we do have, notice that there's something that's holding our client back from moving in the direction that they want, there are some very simple interventions that we can do that don't take us into the story, don't take us into the content. We don't even have to know where that pattern came from in order to help the brain unhook from it and build the new patterns that they want going forward. So these are just some of the benefits through the competencies. Our presence will become much more expanded and deep. Our listening, much more expanded and systemic. And the questions that you'll be able to ask your clients and ask yourself will be leaning into this new information about the system that you're getting through the program.